ورفع الرمح المقدس. تحدث شاهد آخر عن رؤيا أخرى: جيش يرسله الرب.
Whose banners were all white. When our men saw this, they did not understand what was happening or who these men might be, until they realized this was the blessed help sent by Christ. The Turks fled in terror, and with God's help we defeated them.
سواء كانت الرؤيا حقيقية أو مجرد خدعة محكمة لرفع المعنويات، أصبحت مدينة أنطاكيا في يد المسيحيين ثانية، لكنها لم تخضع لسيطرة الكنيسة الشرقية للإمبراطورية البيزنطية. نكث بوهيمون بعهده لأليكسيوس وتوج نفسه أميرا لأنطاكيا.
When Bohemond decided to hold on to Antioch, he had completely broken his promise to Alexius. The idea that he would return lands that he conquered to the Byzantine emperor was in tatters. He had also fractured and destroyed one of the basic ideas, one of the pillars, the catalyst of the First Crusade. The idea of Pope Urban that the Western Church would work with the Byzantines to defeat the Muslims of the Near East was no longer sustainable.
أصبحت منطقة واسعة الآن تحت سيطرة الصليبيين. سيطر بولدوين على كل الأراضي حول إمارة الرها، وسيطر بوهيموند على الأراضي حول أنطاكيا. أصبح كلاهما غنيا جدا. في نهاية عام 1098 ومع انهماك القادة بإدارة الأراضي الجديدة، بدأوا بالمماطلة حول إن كانوا سيستمرون بالمسير إلى القدس.
Huge arguments right across the range of the leaders all the way through different levels of the army about where the crusade should go next. Should they immediately try to march on Jerusalem? Should they recover their strength? How long should they wait? What route should they take? And the potential is for the army to literally just fall apart, to go into different directions, for people to start returning home, to lose their impetus entirely. And it comes very close to this.
مع نزاع القادة الصليبيين، طالب الجنود بتحرك الجيش جنوبا إلى القدس. بالنسبة إليهم نسي الهدف الحقيقي للحملة الصليبية. وصل غضبهم وإحباطهم حده في مدينة صغيرة تبعد مسيرة يومين من أنطاكيا، اسمها معرة النعمان.
So this is where the legacy of the First Crusade really took place. I think it's a landmark for any historian to visit this place. This is where the First Crusader really made their violent legacy.
هنا سيرتكب المسيحيون أشنع فظائع الحملة الصليبية. هذه أول زيارة للدكتور طيف الأزهري لمعرة النعمان، موقع أول فظائع يرتكبها الصليبيون، بعيدا في شمال غرب سوريا. نسيت قلعة القرن ال11 هذه، أنقاضها مرتع للعب الأطفال الذين جاءوا لملاحقته في جولته.
I think we are really making our way into the citadel of Ma'arrat, and to the left the remains of the mosque, and to the right hand the remain of the little palace for the ruler of the city. Probably this was a church serving the Christian population of Ma'arrat al-Nu'man, who were living peacefully side by side with their fellow Muslims. And of course the Crusaders were really indiscriminate about killing all the inhabitants of Ma'arra, regardless of their faith or their religion.
بعد أن أحكم الصليبيون قبضتهم على الأراضي حول أنطاكيا، وصلت هنا فرقة صغيرة في نوفمبر عام 1098 بقيادة بوهيموند.
He came to the city named Murat, not far off, in which many Turks and Saracens lived. Bohemond sent an interpreter to the Saracen leaders to tell them if they, with their wives and children and goods, would take refuge in a palace just above the city gates, he would spare them from death. All our men entered the gates. Each of them seized his own share of whatever goods he could find in all the houses and cellars. And towards dawn, everybody was killed.
بعدين فجأة في عام 1099 ظهر جيش أوروبي جاي من فرنسا من إيطاليا. The sources really tell us about the suffering for all the inhabitants. Some of them were really lit in fire and people were really just fried inside, burned alive inside. Some managed to escape. Of course, they cannot really escape the butchery of the Crusaders, decapitated or knifed 1,000 times. 20,000, 25,000 were really massacred inside the town. Not only the Muslims who were massacred, also Christians as well. Not only soldiers, but also children, elderly, women met their violent fate. So it was really a war crime place, kind of an ethnic cleansing.
الخيانة التي تليها مذبحة أصبحت السمة المميزة للجيش الصليبي. وكما كشف الشاهد المسيحي، فإن ما حدث بعد توقف القتل هو ما يميز قصة معرة النعمان عن غيرها.
The Franks stayed in the city for 1 month and 4 days. And while we were there, some of our men could not satisfy their needs. Either because we were there too long, or because they were so hungry, for there was no plunder to be had outside the city walls. So they ripped up the bodies of the dead, and others cut the dead flesh into slices and cooked it to eat. Our troops boiled pagan adults in cooking pots. They impaled children on spits to devour their flesh.
There is no such thing as a spiritual war. When you fight a war, the aim of that war is to defeat your enemy. They involve violence, they involve threats, they involve propaganda, and they involve, let's put it like this, shock and awe. And the eating of human flesh was designed to strike fear in the heart of the enemy. Here we are strong, we are tough, and if necessary, we'll eat you up alive. And to a certain extent, that succeeded. I mean, there was a wave of horror and fear. They eat us. And if they're eating us dead tomorrow, they might eat us alive.
بالنسبة إلى قادة الحملة الصليبية، الأعمال البربرية التي حدثت في معرة النعمان أثبتت أن قواتهم لن تتحمل مزيدا من الانتظار، وحان وقت الوفاء بعهودهم وأسر المدينة التي ألهمتهم بالمخاطرة بكل شيء باسم الرب. ولم يحدث فرقا معهم أن القدس وقعت حديثا تحت سيطرة قوة مسلمة استرضائية، الفاطميين من مصر، وأنهم يدعون إلى السلام. في يوليو عام 1099 13,000 صليبي، أي أقل من العدد الذي خرج من أوروبا، وصلوا بوابات المدينة التي مات فيها المسيح.
When the Crusaders reached the walls of Jerusalem, they finally arrived at their goal. After 3 years, 3,000 miles marching, the most incredible suffering, terrible, terrible losses, they'd arrived at the Holy City. Some were so overwhelmed